Well, welcome back. We're now on the second hole at Winding Hills, a very interesting hole. Very beautiful this morning because the sun is shining, illuminating part of the green, which also creates a little bit of a difficulty in judging distance. I've played the hole obviously a number of times and the distance is pretty familiar to me. I'm going to be hitting a 9-iron off the tee today, but I want you to go through a few aspects of the psychology of this hole. Psychology plays heavily on the mind when you're playing golf. One of the aspects of my teaching is a mind, body, spirit aspect of the way I help you understand the game of golf. All three of those components are critical. So I'm going to try to demonstrate that through some conversation about this particular hole today. When we look down to the hole, if we take a look down toward the hole, coming in from the left toward the right, we're going to first notice that there's a wood line going along the left side. That can play on your mind. You'll also clearly see that there's a relatively deep bunker on the left side of the green. And over toward the right side of the green, you're going to see it drops off very severely into a swamp area. And there's more tree line there. If you start to put those aspects of the hole into your head, you're going to have a bit of difficulty in making this shot. So what the key is to remember to remain focused on the process of the swing. So we want to think very clearly about our setup, the structure of our position, looking down to the hole, and then to the best of our ability, we want to eliminate the thought process of I don't want to go in the bunker, I don't want to go in the woods, I don't want to hit it over the green. Just make the swing and let it happen. That's the key to good golf. So I'll set up here, make a couple of practice swings, and then we'll attack this hole. In my practice swings, I'm trying to make a very smooth motion. I'm not trying to really deliberately hit the ball. I'm just allowing the ball the privilege of getting in the way of my swing. Very good thought process. Here we go. Okay, it looks like I'm fairly on line here. Okay, a little short. So I didn't quite give it as much as I should have. Probably a little bit of thought in my mind that the ball might be flying a little long today. So I'm going to hit another shot down and see what kind of result we get. The good thing about that last shot, however, I was right on line with the hole. More depth to it. Should be pretty good. Okay, I'm on the green, ready for a birdie putt. Let's go on down there and we'll take a look at the situations I created by those two shots. Okay, we're down here now by Greenside Bunker on number 2. I have a really good lie in the sand. I got lucky there. This shot came up a little short because I was anticipating the possibility of going over. So I'm going to do a demo here of this shot. Very difficult bunker shot I have here. The green is running away from me. So I'm going to choose to use a lob wedge. Don't think you can only use your sand wedge. I'm going to come into the bunker. Another little tip is when you go into the bunker, take the rake with you. Makes things a lot faster, speeds up play. You can lay technically you're not allowed to do this, lay the bunker in a bunker, you're not allowed to lay the rake down in tournament play. But for recreational golf, don't concern yourself too much with that, play recreational golf. So I'm going to lay the rake down in the bunker here. Now when I set up for the sand shot, what I'm going to be doing is opening my stance. So my body is actually going to be aimed left of my target line. The leading edge of the club, however, will be right on the target line. With the lob wedge, I have a little more loft and the club will slip underneath the ball a little bit easier. The key here is to try to slide the club underneath the ball, allowing the sand to push the ball out. Okay, I'm going to set up and get in position so that you can see that position. Body is now open. Line up with my club face leaning toward the hole. just slightly, because I have a little bit of an uphill lie. It's a very smooth, rhythmic swing. What you want to do when you take the club back is have a considerable amount of wrist brake going back and keep the swing and shoulders moving through the ball. Allow the club to continue through the ball toward the hole. Let's see what we can do with this. Okay, I anticipated that coming out a little bit faster, and it didn't, so I came up short. Sometimes you can be very hesitant on these downhill shots, so we'll try one more with a little longer swing plane. So the distance is going to be controlled by the length of the backswing. That's almost perfect. Now that'll trickle right on down to the hole, and I should have a pretty easy tap in. I'm going to go over now, and we're going to work on the second shot I hit off the tee, which I'll have a nice little putt for a birdie. I'm just going to do a little raking of the bunker here so I can show you a little trick on raking your way out of a bunker. Make nice long strokes with the rake, and rake your way all the way out of the bunker. Okay, let's go do some putting. All right, now this is the second shot that I hit off the tee. This is on the green, probably about 20 to 25 feet from the hole. Not too bad a shot. I overreacted a little bit on this. I could have been a little closer, but I wanted to make sure in the second shot that I would clear the bunker with no difficulty. I have a fairly flat putt here. I want to give you a little hint too. This is going to help you on the golf course. You notice I have both clubs that I took out of the cart in my hand. One of the mistakes that people can make is they can leave a lot of golf clubs behind and walk away from them because they forget to pick them up. A good tip is always leave the club. If you take 2 clubs out of your bag, make sure you put 2 clubs back in your bag. So what I try to do is I try to leave the club that I'm not using in a direction toward the actual cart where I'll be walking. Then I have to walk over the club. Unlikely I'll forget that club. All right, we'll take a look at this putt. We have it's fairly straight. It has a little bit of a left to right break. Now another consideration, we're here fairly early in the morning, which is beautiful, beautiful place to be on a golf course early in the morning. The sun is shining through the trees. It's like a cathedral out here. It's absolutely gorgeous. We want to line up so a little bit left to right. Because the green has dew on it, we have to remember that that's going to slow up the putt. Also, because the dew is on it, the putt is going to roll straighter than it normally would. So I'll make this stroke. We might be able to pick this up as the ball is rolling toward the hole. Sometimes that's a little tricky with a video camera, but we'll give it a try today and see if we can track the ball toward the hole. So I'll square the blade, set my feet. Now I putt from an open stance. Open stance means my body's a little open to the target line. And what I'm going to try to do here is look down the target line, simply just turning my head. One of the mistakes people make in lining up a putt is they'll lift up their whole body when they're looking down the target line. So I'm going to make this stroke very smooth and gently. And when I make a putting stroke, I always use the mantra tick-tock. So when I'm putting, I get a very smooth rhythmic swing. Now I'm going to say that out loud. If I was playing with people, I wouldn't say it out loud, but just so you can see that natural body rhythm, tick-tock, go through the ball. I think that'll help you. Okay, here we go. Ready? Tick, tock. Fairly good putt. Okay, ran a little bit long, but one of the things you want to make sure that you do is when you're hitting a putt, you want to make sure that you get it by the hole. You don't want to come up short. Something I realized many years ago is that when I come up short, it can't go in the hole.